So we are dealing with a very interesting paragraph that was asked in 2016 JEE Advanced. So this one is based on a lot of concepts of inertial, non-inertial frame and circular motion. So let us begin with the paragraph. A frame of reference that is accelerated with respect to an inertial frame of reference is called as non-inertial frame of reference. A coordinate system fixed on a circular disk rotating about a fixed axis with a constant angular velocity omega is an example of non-inertial frame of reference. The relationship between the force F rotational experienced by a particle of a mass m moving on the rotating disk and the force F inertial experienced by the particle in an inertial frame of reference is given by this expression, where there are three terms. The first one is F inertial, then it is 2m v cross omega followed by m omega cross r cross omega, where v rotational is the velocity of the particle in the rotating frame of reference and r vector is the position of the particle with respect to the center of the disk. Now consider a smooth slot along a diameter of a disk of radius r rotating counterclockwise with a constant angular speed omega about its vertical axis through its center. We assign a coordinate system with the origin as at the center of the disk, the x-axis along the slot and y-axis perpendicular to the slot and the z-axis along the rotational axis omega k cap. A small block of mass m is gently placed in the slot at the position vector r at t equal to 0 and it's constrained to move only along the slot. So the first thing that we are going to do for this particular problem is we are going to understand the motion of the block first in the ground frame, and then we will try to understand the each term of force that is going to act on the particle, and after that we will surely solve the two questions that follows, that is the distance r of the block at a time t, and the next one the net reaction of the disk on the block. So if we begin solving this problem, so let us first of all consider or assign the coordinate system. So I am once again drawing the disk. Now it is having a slot made in it in this direction, and it is rotating with an angular velocity omega in the anti-clockwise sense or the counterclockwise sense. And initially the block is placed at a distance of r by 2 from the center of the rotating disk. So the first thing that we are going to do over here is we will be assigning a coordinate system which the question has already assigned us. So we are taking x-axis in the direction of the groove, y-axis in the plane of the rotating disk, and z-axis in the direction of omega. So this is going to be our z-axis which is in the direction of omega. So if we use our right hand curl method for finding the direction of omega, which is an example of an axial vector, so if you rotate your right hand in the counterclockwise sense in the direction of omega, so your thumb will be pointing outside the screen. So I can say that omega is acting in the y-axis direction. So if I write for omega, so I can clearly assign that the value of omega is equal to omega k cap, that is pointing in the z-axis direction or outside the screen. Now what I am doing is I am drawing FBD of this block along x-axis. So if we consider this block which is placed in a groove like this, so it is placed in a groove. So the first thing that we can consider over here is the value or basically the trajectory which it is going to follow when we view it in the ground frame. So if we are viewing this block in the ground frame, so the block which was placed at a distance of r by 2 from the center of the groove, from the center of the rotating disk, will start rotating with the disk and then eventually will fall out. So in the ground frame it is going to look like this, that the block which is actually rotating along with the groove and also moving in the outward direction along the slot, and it will fall outside once it reaches the edge of the groove. But what we are doing over here is we are solving this problem in the frame of reference attached to the rotating table or the rotating disc. So the first thing that we are assigning over here is this that it is having some velocity in the radially outward direction, that is along the slot, followed by an acceleration AR when it is at a certain distance r from the center of the rotating disc. Now if I write the expression for force which we have, so we have the expression for force like this, that F rotational is equal to F inertial plus 2m Vr cross omega plus m omega cross r cross omega. So if we consider this, the first thing which must be kept in mind over here is that the last two expression, that is the second and the third expression, are example of fictitious force. They are just involved to convert this non-inertial frame into an inertial frame. So these forces are involved to convert a non-inertial rotating disc frame into an inertial frame of reference. So if we consider the direction of each force, so if I first of all come to assign the direction of the second one, so we can write it as 2m v rotational, which is somewhat along I cap direction, cross omega k cap. So if we look at this expression, so we have a term of I cross k which will be pointing in the negative j cap direction. So we will obtain a term of 2mv omega in the negative j cap direction with a minus j cap sign over here. And if I look at the third term, so we have this expression as m omega k cap cross r I cap cross omega k cap. So if we consider this, then first of all k cross I will give us an expression of j cap, and then j cross k will give us an expression of I cap. So over here the force which we will obtain is equal to m omega square r in the I cap direction, that is along the groove. So if we start solving the first problem, which is asking us the distance of the block from the groove as a function of time, so we can say that the force on the block along the groove, the force on the block along the groove, so this force is identified as m omega square r, which we assign it as ma. So from here we obtain an expression for acceleration, that is acceleration is equal to omega square r. So now we wish to solve this expression. So in order to solve this, I am writing a as dv by dt, which is equal to omega square r. Now since the right hand side term is a function of r, so I am changing this in this form, dv by dr dot dr by dt is equal to omega square r. So if we solve it using this expression, so we have dr by dt replaced as v, so we can write it as v dv is equal to omega square r dr, and now we can integrate both sides. So on integrating both sides, we have the expression in this way, that the value which we are going to obtain is, initially the block was gently placed at r by 2, so there was no velocity in the x-axis direction, and after traveling a certain distance r along the groove, we say that the velocity which it attains is equal to v. So if we solve this expression, we will obtain v square by 2 is equal to omega square r square minus r square by 4, and hence there will be r square by 2 from integration of r dr. So we can chop this 2 off, and the value of velocity which we obtain is equal to omega root over r square minus r square by 4. Now the question is not asking us the velocity, but it is asking us the distance parameter. So I can write this v as dr by dt, which is equal to omega root over r square minus r square by 4. So if we solve this expression, we can write it as dr, all the term of r on the left hand side will be in denominator, r square minus r square by 4 is equal to omega dt. So if we integrate both sides, so on integrating both sides, the expression is going from r by 4 to r. At a certain position r we are taking. So at a certain position small r, and it is taking time from 0 to t. So if we solve this expression, so we will obtain it as r plus root over r square minus r square by 4 is equal to r by 2 e to the power omega t, and the final expression for r can be written as r by 4 e to the power omega t plus e to the power minus omega t. So we obtain this as the first answer for our paragraph where the position vector is asked. So if we look at the problem over here, we have r by 4 e to the power omega t plus e to the power minus omega t. So that is the first option is absolutely correct. So post this question, the next part which is asked over here is the net reaction of the disc on the block. Now to understand this, let us go back to the expression of force which we had. So this was the expression of force which we had, and if we understand the direction which we have already assigned, that is x, y and z axis direction, so the reaction force that is going to act will be because of the weight which the block is exerting in the negative k cap direction. So for the weight which is acting in the downward direction, the reaction force that is going to come against the weight is going to mg in the positive k cap direction. So this is the first reaction force which we have identified over here. This is the weight component. So the weight of the block is acting in the negative z axis direction, and as a result of which the reaction force is acting in the positive k cap direction. So we have the first term as mg k cap, which is easier to understand. Now the next reaction force which the groove is going to act is because of this force which we identified in the j cap direction. So because of this force which we identified in the j cap, in the negative j cap direction, a reaction force will be acting in the positive j cap direction. So if I calculate this value for the reaction force, so this is going to serve as the another reaction force which we will obtain as something along positive j cap direction. So to obtain this expression, let us start working on this formula which we have 2mv omega j cap. So in order to obtain the expression for v, we begin by solving this expression for position as a function of time. So position as a function of time is already with us as r by 4 e to the power omega t plus e to the power minus omega t. So the expression for velocity can be written as dr by dt. So over here we obtain it as r by 4, then it will be omega e to the power omega t minus omega e to the power minus omega t, or we can write the velocity in this term, r by 4 omega e to the power minus omega t minus e to the power minus omega t. So now the reaction force which we have identified, in the positive j cap direction is given by 2m v r omega. So if we put this value over here, so we will obtain the expression in the j cap direction which I am referring as r2. So we have it as 2m r omega by 4 e to the power omega t minus e to the power minus omega t into omega. So from here we obtain this term as m r omega square by 2, and then we have e to the power omega t minus e to the power minus omega t along j cap direction. So we have identified two reaction force, one because of its weight which is acting in the plus k cap direction, and the another one is because of the second term of force which is identified as mr omega square by 2 e to the power omega t minus e to the power minus omega t. So the total reaction force can be written as total reaction force R total can be written as mr omega square by 2 e to the power omega t minus e to the power minus omega t in the j cap direction, and the weight component mg in the positive k cap direction. So this is the complete expression for the reaction force which we have, and if we look at the options, option B is correct. That is, we obtain the term mr omega square by 2 e to the power omega t plus e to the power minus omega t j cap plus m omega k cap. So if I once again summarize you with this problem, so the three terms of force which we have, I can name you this force. This force is regarded as Coriolis force. This term is regarded as Coriolis force, which is an example of a fictitious force when we are solving the problem for circular motion and non-inertial frame of reference. So with this we come to an end of our discussion on circular motion.